So what's going on, guys? Welcome to GRIZZombies. My name's Viollent. I'll be taking you through update 1.15 that happened in Infinite Warfare. I'm going to cover the zombies portion of the patch notes. That's what I do every time as we move through this season pass. So be sure to subscribe and you won't miss any of the future patch notes happening throughout this season. So the big question is, what exactly changed, what was added? And in multiplayer, the biggest thing that I want to harp on is that the score streak variants were added. The rumors that you did hear were actually true. The variants for score streaks were added, but that's all that was added in multiplayer that I really want to talk about. The renaming your emblem, that used to delete your actual emblem in the emblem editor. So that kind of affects all of us, and that's in the general fixes, and so I just thought I'd cover that. Now that should be addressed. There was a fix for the animated weapon camos as well, so all the camos such as your dark sky. And now we get to Shaolin Shuffle, where there was a heart fix cooldown and a miscellaneous bug fixes, which, you know, we love that one because it's so vague. But two new weapons were added into the mix, so these were patched in through the updates. This one's called the Trencher. Now this gun reminds me of the PPSH, but if you were to imagine an Infinite Warfare version of that, that's what this weapon is. So the Trencher, you're gonna have to get out of the magic wheel. Go ahead and spin that wheel as many times as it takes for it to actually show up. And we'll go into more detail on the heart cooldown that was removed. That's a pretty big thing, and yeah, I'll show you more information on that at the end of this video. But right now we're gonna focus on this weapon here, the Trencher. I would say overall the handling on this weapon's very good. Aiming down sights, there's no problem or lag when it comes to actually scoping in. So that is very well taken care of in Infinite Warfare. Now this is one of two weapons, both in which are playable on all three maps so far: Zombies in Spaceland, Raven the Redwoods, and Shaolin Shuffle, and all the mystery box seems to be universal for these patched and updated weapons. I'm going to call them that because they're not really DLC weapons, so if we refer to them as patched in weapons or weapons that come with the patches and updates, that makes a lot more sense. As you'll probably notice, I'm only rocking Tough Enough right now. You'd think that'd be a problem, seeing that I don't have quickies so I can reload faster. Well, it's not a terrible issue, especially at the lower rounds. Go ahead and get that sucker pack-a-punched when you can. It is $5 grand to pack-a-punch it right away, and then to double pack-a-punch with the fuses in, it will cost you 10 grand to accomplish that. But you can use packed magic right out of the box, skip the first step of 5 grand, and move straight in and double pack-a-punch. That's what I'm about to show you right now, and that is completely possible with this new weapon. When it comes to perks and I'm just setting up, getting ready for my match, I only care really to have quickies and Tough Enough. It's really the only ones that matters. We've now transformed the Trencher into the Los Ventes. I do think during this intense period right now where DLC 5 is actually happening, that Infinity Ward is still putting their best effort forth and actually giving us weapons that we can use in-game to kind of entertain the idea of this dead period that's going on. I know a lot of us continue to go through that time and time again as a community, moving DLC to DLC through the season pass. We all go through it, and we're all same community, and this is a place where you can get safe patch notes, and I will continue to keep you updated until the end of the season pass, and then we'll move on to the next game, and we do this in a continuous motion as a community. I'm not sure if the people you're subscribed to, that works on their channel, but this is sort of the flow that I got going on my channel. The Zombies patch notes move from Call of Duty to Call of Duty, especially since they have now made it a stapled installment that Zombies is going to be happening. Now when you do actually go ahead and get quickies, this weapon becomes significantly better. And I mean your handling, because when you dodge through zombies and slide, having quickies is everything. I know Stamina Up or Racing Stripes also affects this ability, but quickies, there's nothing like it, dude. When you can reload really fast right after sliding, I tend to use that move a lot, get fully reloaded while I 180 and actually continue to shoot the train following me. That's just a method that I like using to actually get down the horde or to stack up points. It's kind of a technique I use as I move round to round. And I don't know about you fellas, but I do love the pack-a-punch camo on this. This is the double pack-a-punched camo. It's got the disco look to it, the dance floor look, and it's pulsating. I don't know, I think it looks really good in the Trencher. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have actually got this weapon yet in Infinite Warfare Zombies. Any map's good. But we're going to talk about the second weapon now, which is called the Auger. And this weapon is a ballistic minigun located into your LMGs. You can find it there, and that's where you'll eventually be able to customize it. But you guys know that every single time we get one of these weapons that's updated into our game, you have to first unlock it from the magic wheel. It doesn't appear to be locked this time though, so you may actually be able to throw a camo or one of the charms you unlocked from the quartermaster. Look how big this thing is. This is an awesome freaking weapon. Also reminds me of the jet gun from Transit, if you kind of remember that. I'm not sure if it's actually that big, but let's go ahead and open this sucker up with infinite ammo and actually see what it's capable of. Isn't that weapon sick, dude? I love how fast this minigun shoots. And it's freaking awesome when you get infinite ammo. I have a blast with it, dude. And when you upgrade it, it gets even more powerful. Now, you will need other perks to speed up your movement and everything and how you actually work with this weapon. I know I compared the look of it to the jet gun, but if we're gonna really think about this critically, remember the meat grinder from Mob of the Dead? Think about how much ammo that had. The single pack-a-punched version, it's called the single wrecker, has 800 base ammo. And when you double pack-a-punch it, it has even more. And this thing does perform, but you're going to be on your toes if you don't have quickies. Because that's the key. You need to be able to reload this thing fast in order to output as much damage as possible. So definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the perk that I'm going to require for this weapon is quickies if you want to survive in the later rounds, or just doing the Easter egg. I think this is a very good weapon for that. Actually sliding and getting out of the way, having quickies helps it all, man. But of course, racing stripes is the movement speed, but for shooting your weapon and reloading, quickies is everything. So let's go ahead and pack punch this a final time, and we'll actually get King Richard. Now, as of this moment in time, with update 1.15, there's no decrease on ammo or bullet penetration versus damage. I think it's something that we need to keep in our head. 1,000 ammo in this weapon. So you're not going to run out of ammo for a long time. This is one of those weapons that we're going to have to note, write down. Magic wheel, ballistic minigun, 1,000 bullet penetration damage bullets coming at you full speed. I call dibs. But I do think it's important for each and every one of you guys to know that it's not like Mob of the Dead's meat grinder. The difference here is that all 4 players can get this weapon. There's not a limit to how many players can actually obtain it. Now that I think about it, there is an afterlife trick that you can use, an afterlife mode, where you can actually glitch 4 meat grinders and all 4 players can actually get all the meat grinders. So in a way, I guess that what I'm telling you isn't true, but in the same case, you have to glitch in order to get it. So it technically is true. So all the players on this map, Shaolin Shuffle, or any of the other maps, you guys can get 4 different augers. So when I think about a team that's actually going really hard for those high rounds, you're going to be a very strong contender for some of those world records. And I think this weapon's really going to help you along the way. The Trencher is one of those weapons, I would say, that's going to help you get through quite a bit of the wave, but definitely the auger will finish the wave. So the auger is definitely the keeper in this patched update 1.15. But after spending some time with both weapons, I would say quickies is ultimately the shared perk that required for both weapons, okay? So definitely go ahead and pick that up, and it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. And that's just a rule of thumb, I would say, in this map. Just always pick up quickies, God. You don't got to do it right away, but at some point, you got to go pick that up. So I don't want to play with motherfucking ain't got quickies, you know what I'm saying? But a few patches ago, we just had the introduction of the VPR, the Exion. These are weapons that we've never heard of or even expected to be a thing when it comes to zombies in our DLC pass. These were just introduced in as bonuses, and it's something we've never seen being patched into the magic wheel, and we unlock it via doing that in game. Infinity Ward seems to be back at it again, and if I'm going to recommend a dual perk that you would use besides quickies, instantly going to tell you blue bolts. So you guys know of the heart grenade, right? The cooldown was actually completely removed, and now the heart is an actual grenade that has a recharge time instantly. It's pretty awesome. You remember how the sausages worked? Or the eyeball, you could think of it like that too. But that's going to do it for patch update 1.15. I hope you guys did enjoy these patch notes. If you did, be sure to subscribe and drop that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Viollent out.